When you love something, you have to trust in it. You've got to give it everything. Otherwise, what's the point? But in a town like Vegas, that isn't easy, because Vegas is the sort of town where millions of punters fly in every year and leave behind about $1 billion. Sometimes all their hopes and dreams are left on the table. The truth is simple. Las Vegas is the only winner. Those guys who think their players fly in with dreams of winning big and then they fly home again with nothing. That's the end result. This is Las Vegas. It always has been and always will be. And some things are never going to change. Welcome to the climax of the PartyPoker.net Mosconi Cup 14. We're in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, where Europe is on the hill, just one win away from a shock victory. Last time out, Tony Drago was looking for his fourth singles victory of the tournament over an out-of-form Johnny Archer. With both men making unforced errors, it was Drago that kept his nerve for a 6-3 win that puts Europe on the hill. So now Earl Strickland has to win to keep Team USA's hopes alive. The American legend faces the current world 9-ball champion Daryl Peach from England. However, both the American and the European lost the only singles they've played so far. Your commentators, Jerry Forsyth and Jim White.
A three-time WPA World 9-ball champion in Earl Strickland up against the reigning 9-ball champion from Europe, Daryl Peach. Earl has to remain composed. Peach knows the mission right now.
Right now, Michaela's telling Earl that he can only bring 3 cues to the table. He had come out with 4.
Okay.
So she has made him unscrew one of those sticks and put it on the floor.
The lag to initiate the breaking sequence here.
Wow.
Just Europe, it looks like. But it is really close.
Europe wins the lag.
Daryl Peach will kick things off here in the race to 11, looking to be the last man
Race to 6 racks.
standing
First
for Europe
rack,
to hit the
break.
last ball in his second Mosconi Cup right here in Las Vegas. And 2 proud parents watch on.
Well, how big would this be for Daryl Peach to win the World Championship and then sink the winning 9-ball in the Mosconi Cup? You couldn't ask for a better year.
Well, a possible 1-9 combination right here for Strickland.
Yeah, great early opportunity for the Pearl.
He'll jump all over this, Jerry. And like a whipping, he's 1-0 ahead, racing to the finish line. The 9 down, that's just the sort of start that Earl needed. And Ada knows it as well. Against Daryl Peach's break. The USA haven't thrown in the white towel yet.
And you'll notice he took very little time on that shot. That shows a lot of confidence to approach a combination shot. And just barely looking at it. Look at this. He's 46 years old, 3 times a world champion, 5 times a U.S. Open champion, member of the Hall of Fame. His record in the Mosconi Cup, 37 wins against 19 losses.
Rack, USA to break, leading by 1 rack to 0.
Nobody has been capped more times for their country in the Mosconi Cup than Strickland. Many would say the Mosconi Cup is what it is because of this man.
Watch that cue ball. It's going to wind up right over a corner pocket. And from his reaction, I would say he does not have a shot on the 2.
Jerry, we've both seen Earl play all over the world. And when he's at his best, he maintains that high level of focus. He doesn't get distracted.
Oh, he's unbelievable when he grabs that gear. There's a gear that Earl Strickland hits that nobody else in the world can hit.
but I've also seen him play where he's gotten into it with the crowd, as was evidenced yesterday. He's one of the few players that I've ever seen that can still perform under the electricity of knowing that virtually everybody in attendance is waiting for him to implode.
Watch
And
out
the
for the
cue ball's
scratch.
Ball shot. Ball in hand. Start the clock.
Well, that not at all the kind of result that America needed here.
Miss hit from Strickland, though, and he knew it right away.
This is your current world champion at the table. He's definitely used to pressure.
And the character he showed winning the world title, in particular his match against Francisco Bustamante, under a little bit of controversy, to run out in the deciding rack against Bustamante in his homeland took more character than any player I've seen in recent times. So he knows he's got everything that it takes to perform here under the Mosconi Cup pressure.
Well, he's got a shot on the 4. I'm curious as to how he's going to play this 5 ball.
He's had a quick look just to see the 5-7 combination is available.
What we're looking at is this 5 ball and the 7 ball are lined up for a combination.
That's what he's going to be attacking. And he's right down the line.
In real good shape for it, but you can never take a combination for granted. There is so much going through your mind. You've got that added ingredient if you have to leave the first ball on for position for the next shot. Well, you can't complain at all about that result.
Perfect angle, too, to get the cue ball back over the other side of the table for the 6. When we looked at the draw this morning, the players had sent out, I thought America had a big chance to play themselves back into this Mosconi Cup. And certainly, in my mind, Strickland would have to get the nod in this match.
There's Daryl's mom, Betty. We've been watching her all week. Not sure she could make it through the week with all the pressure she puts on herself. Well, someone in the family has to feel pressure, and it can't be Daryl. This 9 ball to knot us at 1. And the job is done. World champion Daryl Peach takes advantage of the scratch that Earl had to work his way all the way through the rack.
And repaid the favor. Daryl Peach, the recently crowned world champion. That's the jewel that he'll be displaying for some time. Back in 1995, he represented Europe in the Mosconi Cup. The World Masters title laid the foundation for that selection. This year, the World Championship opened the door for Peach to represent Europe, and he knows what it's like to win. 1995, the first time Europe ever won the event. And these guys came with the beer hats
Rack
across
3,
the Atlantic.
to break 1 rack each.
And I would wager they're European fans, and they'll be having a few brown ones tonight should Europe raise the Mosconi Cup here.
Europeans never afraid of silly hats. Watch that cue ball. Nope. He's okay if the 1 ball passes the 5, and excuse me, that's the 4 ball down there. I'm not sure there's going to be a passage.
Yeah, that 1 doesn't pass. But certainly Daryl afforded the opportunity. to lay a real aggressive safety here on Strickland.
Taking a look at the path the cue ball will take off the 1. He would like to hit this so that the 1 ball stops against the 4 and the cue ball goes up table. He's asked for the cue ball to be cleaned. We've gotten into some hairy situations with this cue ball. It seems to be attracting hair.
Certainly isn't one of Daryl Peach's.
If so, it's the last one he had. It did pass.
Jerry, from that overhead camera, didn't look like that would pass in a million years.
Well, a million years from now, it may not, but it did today. I like the way the rest of this table's laying for him, Jim. Whoa. I didn't expect that path.
Just like that, he has matured the situation to one of some promise here. He'd like to draw this cue ball back. Just into this area. That would afford him the angle to be able to play the 4.
That's where he is.
And now he can play this off that side cushion and get near the other side cushion to attack the 5.
He just has to make certain that that 6 ball does not block the cue ball from the 5. Oh, and he's going to be well past it.
Nicely played. Just shook his head. He must be very straight on this 5. And that limits your positional values.
Forcing the 5 ball into the pocket to give the cue ball enough speed to get out for shape on the 6 ball. He'd love to be in the center of the table after this shot.
The World Championships that Daryl won in Manila were like a burial ground for Americans. They just fell by the wayside early and often. And the Europeans, if that was anything to go by, would have come into this year's Mosconi Cup as massive favorites. That wasn't the case. They came in as big underdogs, and they are displaying all the prowess and confidence that they had in Manila. Deadlocked here in Las Vegas, 2-2 between the reigning world champion and the 3-time world champion. America trying to keep their slim hopes alive of the 2007 Mosconi Cup. But it is going to be a tall order, and the comeback has to start with a Strickland win right here. And Daryl Peach has the break in the race to 6.
That's not going to be a legal break. Yes, it is. 3 ball got across and 1 ball's down, so. Didn't think the 3 was going to make it up that far.
Nothing easy. The 2 made on the break. Thin cut on the 1. 3 will be the next one.
Yeah, he's got to move the cue ball back across the table here. Just about anywhere in the center of the table would be good. Settling for a longer shot, that for sure took the 8 ball out of the equation.
Pounded that one into the corner. And now dead in on the 4 ball. He won't have to do a lot with the cue ball. The 5's near the bottom left pocket. He'll just draw this back somewhere where he's holding his cue. And that'll allow him to be able to roll through for the 6 next. So he'd be thinking 3 shots ahead here.
Well, that's exactly where he was pointing on the table.
And again, Jerry, in making this 5, he'll just want to stay high on the 6. He doesn't want to get the cue ball too close to that bottom cushion. Daryl knows that if he can just hold serve in this match, Europe will be tasting the champagne.
Well, Jim, I don't understand. Well, no, he's not. He's looking at the 5 ball. I thought he was measuring up the 7-9 combination. There's just no need for that.
Now a little bottom. Just draw the cue ball between the 7 and the 9.
That will avail the 7 to the same pocket as the 6. That little grimace because he would have liked to have had a little more angle on this shot. Still, he should be able to just draw back and work with this. Ball down.
And he's keeping pace. A break and finish, and they have been at a premium in this year's Mosconi Cup. Daryl Peach, 3-2 in front of Earl Strickland. And just 3 rack wins away from a huge upset. But it's all about the break this year. Has it been kind? Has it been an enemy? There's the new changes that were brought into place just this year for the break. The balls were racked higher. The 9 was actually on the spot, and they had to use the break box. So there was no bridging from the side of the table this year. And we've already alluded to on many occasions, 3 balls had to pass the head string, and every ball that was pocketed was counted as a ball passing the head string. So 1 ball past the head string, 2 pocketed, legal break.
6, USA to break, trailing by 3 racks to 2.
And Earl having a quick look. Jerry, that might be the first time that we've seen anybody check the rack.
Well, they're allowed to check it, but they cannot ask for a re-rack. They must accept the rack that they're given.
And now with power and control, pulling the cue ball into the right cushion.
2 balls are in pockets. 1's past the head string. We've got a legal break, but Earl winds up nailed against the 2 ball. He's chatting with the audience about his ill luck.
Yeah, I'm looking for some players up there, or Kim Davenport. I don't see any of them. And 10-7, you see that score, the top left of your picture. The first team to 11 wins, 11 match wins.
Does it go? Oh, no. Earl Strickland has left that ball right on the lip of the pocket.
And Daryl can see it.
This, however, when a ball is in the pocket like this,
Extension.
You would think it's easy. It's easy to make the shot, but it makes position on the next shot very difficult.
The 3 over the other side of the table, and it does pass the 8 into the corner pocket.
Yeah, that corner took the speed off the cue ball.
He's certainly got a chance, though, to contain Earl.
Yes, he does.
Just try and nestle this cue ball in behind the color. I can see him just banking the 3 back towards the middle of the table and following through using the 8. No, he's going to use the 8, but in a different method. I don't know whether or not he's hit this hard enough. Earl may be able to just flick this off the side cushion and.
Yeah, Earl can certainly hit the ball. Getting a hide is not that easy.
Extension.
Using his timeout here. Each player allowed 1 extension per rack, so both of them used now.
He was trying to hide that 3 ball behind the 9. A good effort, but and really not a bad result because there's just nothing open to that 3 ball.
No, but he certainly got rewarded. He's left Daryl Peach hampered right on top of that 5 and queuing at the 3. The bank shot doesn't look like it goes into the other side. The 5's the goalkeeper there.
Daryl will be bringing the 3 ball off the rail. He doesn't want it to line up with the 9. He's taken that completely out of the equation.
The crowd down the line of the shot applaud. That tells me that Earl doesn't have a clear shot to be able to knock this 3 in.
No, I think all he's got is the barest edge of that 3 ball. There you see it.
A little imagination there from the Pearl. How's that for cue ball control?
That's the form that wins the big ones.
When Europe has won the Mosconi Cup in years past, it's been snooker legends that have hit the last ball. Jimmy White back in 1995 and Steve Davis hit the last 9 that sealed the American fates in 2002. So here, Daryl Peach, he'd love to join that company.
Earl talking to the crowd.
He's got to get away from that, Strickland. I mean, most of the people that are here watching, they're a pretty knowledgeable crowd. They know Daryl's been a bit lucky with the running.
Quiet when other players at the table, please.
And Michaela Tabb just trying to restore a little order here. Got out of hand yesterday with Earl, and she doesn't want that to happen again.
Well, Earl was complaining yesterday about the bad luck he's getting. He can't seem to get a roll, and he's once again saying that, but that's a good roll for him.
Well, he just stuck to his guns. He kept playing safeties, waiting
Settle
for the
down.
mistake. Eventually it'll come. But that's got to be a lesson to him. And the 5 passes the 6 into the top right corner. Earl's already confirmed that.
Earl has made some changes to his game. If this is the same cue that he was playing the U.S. Open with, it only weighs 16.5 ounces.
That's the type of weight you'd see from a snooker cue, not a pool cue.
He feels that it lets his stroke out on the faster cloth. He can still hit with a firmer stroke and not drive as much energy into the cue ball.
Don't use your flash, please.
Damn, I thought you called foulers.
Earl just said he thought Michaela called a foul. And the 9 for 3-3.
There it is. This one's been close all the way. 2 greats of the game tied at 3 in a race to 6. Oh, baby, it's heating up in Las Vegas.
It's the 2007 Mosconi Cup. There's the order of play should it go that far. Daryl Peach is hoping it doesn't. He wants to seal America's fate here. Europe want one more point to win their third Mosconi Cup. And interested spectators abound, and none more so than Henry Nojek. He's the owner of the Q Club here in Las Vegas, a venue that has seen all the great champions, and he's just realized he was on center stage. Good friend of mine, Henry, and a lot of the players have gone over there to practice. Corey Deuel was there last night. And Daryl Peach with the break. 3-3 the score. Nothing finding gravity, Jerry, so that brings Earl out of his chair.
Earl once again commenting that he can't seem to get a shot after anybody's break, his or Daryl's.
But Strickland is really starting to grind. Been a long time since we've seen Earl Strickland, you know, put the gloves on and just battle it out toe to toe like this. He's usually firing from the hip.
And that brings out the Flexi Rest. They are, that's a new product and one of the sponsors of our event.
Yes, Des Morley from England, the inventor of the Flexi Rest. And I mean, it's pretty unique. You can move it into any position over balls. You can get low, you can get beside balls, whatever you want to do. The Flexi Rest provides it. It's going to have to provide an escape route here for Daryl.
Boy, that's a big 2-ball. That's a good hit, but Earl certainly has all of this ball with which to work now.
Is he looking up table to try and get behind that 8?
Boy, the way he's cueing it, it looks like he's going to put the 1 in the corner off the 9. No, there we go. Look at this.
Very close. And his reaction says it all.
Said he missed it by this much and held 2 fingers close together. Still, Daryl's got to squeeze around that 8-ball. He makes the hit.
And he's left a 1-2 combination for Earl. So once again, the safety play from the 3-time world champion extracts the mistake.
It's just amazing to me the way these fellas can play position on that ball off of the combination. Predicting the path of 3 balls. He sure looks comfortable out there today, Jim.
When he lets his cue do the talking, Jerry, believe me, there's very few can live with him. But he's got to get away from it.
Yeah,
he lets the crowd get under his skin.
And he has got to quit talking to the crowd. He needs to live within those 4 rails.
It's all about getting the last laugh in this game. And that tends to go to the player who knocks in the 9. And what a horrible shot from Strickland there.
Thank you.
Bad mistake.
Guy got me with the wrapper. Good going.
Well, he let the guy get to him. And he doesn't want to try and cut this one in. He's better off to just try and play safe and take what the table has to offer. He's just looking at the shot clock. He'll let it wind down and take the extension.
Extension.
Not a bad move, Jerry. Composing himself and resettling.
Gone for the bank, and it's in the bank.
How do you spell relief? A little magic from the Pearl. Boy, what a way to retrieve the situation. Tremendous bank shot, and he's still eyeing up this guy that he feels cost him position. And even Michaela Tab is letting the offender know. Didn't stop Earl, though. He's taken the last two and sees himself 4-3 in front now. He needs 2 more to keep American hopes alive and keep that train rolling.
Yeah, if he can take this match, they will really be putting some pressure on it. And I don't know if this is the gentleman that Earl's been speaking with. But Michaela Tab now aware of the situation. I'm sure she will keep it under control.
Rack 8, USA to break, leading by 4 racks to 3.
The best of Earl is on the table, the worst off it.
Well, does he? Yes, he does. He's finally got a shot on the opening ball. Half pocket, but it's there. He's missed that shot, and that has really frustrated him. Can't blame him.
No, lifting his head, though. Came straight up as soon as he released the cue. He plays a lot of golf, Strickland, and he's a single-figure handicap golfer. He knows better than anyone. You've got to keep that head still. Daryl would like to have developed the 5 there. He clipped the 4. He was trying to clip the 7. And there's no value in knocking this 3 in. So I just expect him to try and defend.
And that's what he tried to do. Oh, and the cue ball just barely avoids falling in.
Humans, all I know. I'll let him do that all day if he wants to try to do it.
Now,
again.
Daryl, he knows Earl Strickland as well as Ralph Souquet does. He's just got to ignore him.
Earl hides behind the colors, but has it leaked out? It has. Earl not happy. But at least Earl's grinning in his frustration today.
Start the clock again.
I don't think he can see enough to make it, though, Jerry. And that 5 over the bottom left corner right now, that's the insurance policy for whoever makes the first mistake here.
Earl,
Yeah, this is an
push your
ugly
warning
table.
now. You need to be quiet.
And Michaela Tab has just warned Earl. Boy, you got that away just in time.
And
What
got
is
to roll that out of
What a
the
result.
Earl going for the short stick. He's bringing them both to the table.
Pure luck.
Well, he can't use them both.
Pure luck.
You hear Strickland, pure luck.
Well, he's had that to say.
Reset the clock, please. Guys, you can't do that.
And again, Michaela just,
Bunch of beauties.
Earl's trying to, he's just trying to let his feelings be known, and it almost invites conversation. What a shot! What a shot from Earl Strickland. I've said it so many times. He is one of the only players in the world that can create that much tension in the arena and still perform at this level.
And he can break the 5-7 out right here.
He didn't intend that. He wanted to hit the 7. He hit the wrong ball. I wonder if Earl's going to start endorsing the jump cue soon.
I doubt that. He would endorse having it made illegal. Now he's really got to work some magic.
Come on,
I don't move. I got a timeout. I was ready to shoot and he moved. Timeout.
Extension.
Trying to short me.
Spinning the cue up table, looking to hide behind the 8 ball. I think he's there.
Great imagination, though, Jerry, on 2 counts. One, the control of the cue ball, but also the way that he played that shot. He was always going to have the 7 as a blocker. Please. Even if he let Daryl see this 5, it wasn't going to pass to the corner.
Well, Daryl has his jump cue in hand. This cue I could tell from the logos made by one of the sponsors of this event, Predator. It's called the Predator Air.
And Earl once again putting the long extension on the cue. This'll take all 6 feet of him to reach this, even with the extension.
Well, we have seen it all in this match. Every kind of twist and turn that a pool table can give you. And wow, some really great shots from both men.
Just a few more from Strickland to this point. I think for me, it's been his safety play. He's made some great shots, but his safety play has been superlative. We're not used to seeing that from Earl. Flirting with that side pocket to get to the hill. Whoa. 3 lead for Earl Strickland over Daryl Peach. He arrives to the hill here in Las Vegas, and Daryl Peach has something to say as well.
You need to settle down.
I tried to move when I shot the ball.
Not then he didn't.
He
Not
did
then.
right before I got ready to shoot.
Not that
like
one.
That.
Not that one. It wasn't him. It was somebody in the crowd on that one. All right. Okay.
All he wants to do is fight, guys.
Let's just settle it down. Listen.
There.
Earl.
This guy just threatened me to fight.
Earl, come on, look. I just need you to settle down, right? Listen to me. Just listen to me for a
He
second.
can't do that.
Just listen to me
He
for a
can't
second.
threaten me to fight.
Listen to me for a second, right?
Daryl's just
settle
had
it down.
Johan come in and settle him
it
down.
Let's keep
Michaela's
it
trying to
straight.
settle Earl down.
Let's just settle it down.
It's heating up again.
It's so hard not to take it personally. I mean, so many of Earl's comments are directed at Daryl. Eventually, they've got to get under his skin.
Well,
He's got so much talent, Jerry. I just wish he'd leave it on the table. One of the greatest players to ever wield a cue. I've been a fan of Earl Strickland's ever since the first time I saw him play. He's an enigma, but he walks such a fine line.
Chewy, come here, please, Earl. Daryl.
Michaela is calling them out for a conference.
Right. This game has got to be played in the sportsmanly way that it should be, right? One thing by either of you, because that was out of line, and it will be a foul. It will be interfering with your opponent. So let's just keep it straight.
So go back to your corners. We want to have a clean
Europe
fight.
To break, trailing by 5 racks to 3. Settle down, please.
Well done, Michaela Tabb. She's just grabbed this match and controlled it now. And a dry break from Peach brings Strickland back. And the crowd willing Strickland on. They want to see more pool.
This is the toughest shot of the table. If he makes the 1 and gets on the 2, expect him to run through these colors. He's made it. He's straight on the 3. But Earl can do some marvelous things with a cue stick. Oh, he wasn't as straight as I had thought. He's come out for the 4 in the side.
To keep the USA in contention here. Strickland looking at the remaining colors, all in the open, invitingly placed.
Doesn't want to nudge the 6. Whoa!
We'll play this in the corner. He's having a look at the side, a very acute angle.
Yeah, he can just
But well, if he doesn't have enough angle though, Jerry, he may have to play it in the side. He's had a quick look at the clock. He knows he's got an extension. This is the key ball in this rack, and it's a rack that can keep America in it.
Well, angles do look differently from
Extension.
here than from down there, but it looks like he could just stun across for the 7. He doesn't need to go but to center table. This is when the pockets get really, really small.
Wheeling that cue ball off that side cushion. Listen for the applause when this 9 drops. And down it goes. Earl Strickland over to shake Daryl Peach's hand, and Peach shakes it like the sportsman he is. And Melanie is happy, Ada's happy. Strickland has kept the USA alive in the 14th Mosconi Cup, a 6-3 win over Daryl Peach.
After what can only be described as a volatile clash, we have more drama as Team USA close the gap to 2 points. But the Americans still need to win all 3 remaining matches. Let's hear from Daryl Peach of Team Europe.
Well, I mean, I'm a sportsman. I sit in my chair, I keep quiet. All the European team, all the rest of the US team sit in the chair, keep quiet. When I'm playing my shots, he's waving his arms, he's speaking, he's chatting to the crowd. I can hear some. I'm not going to repeat some of the things he was saying during the match. You wouldn't have got it on TV, but you know, he's not a sportsman.
But Johan, he was under pressure going into that. He was getting it from the crowd again, and he pulled out some remarkable shots. You've got to give him credit, surely.
Well, I give him credit for the match that he played, of course. He played marvelously, and yeah, he did that well, yes.
And Daryl, he seemed to play a very, very good safety battle. Did you expect it to go that way coming into this game?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the best safety players in the world. There's no doubt about that. But it's just he mars his performances for me. I used to, when I first started playing pool, he was one of my heroes because of his style of play and his shot making and everything about it. And he just, you know, he's gone down in my books big time.
And this jump shot we're about to show, this underlines just what a talented player is, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had him in a bit of trouble here. Great shot. That's what he does. You know, but like I say, he mars his performances, you know, by being a bit of a, well, a character, shall we say.
Very well put. Johan, we now go into Rausuke's first match of the day. He's up against Rodney Morris. It's been full of drama here, not all of it wanted, I may add. Is it now a case of getting your minds back on the job and concentrating on getting this one match that you need to take the cup?
Well, we don't need to get our minds back on the job. We are on the job. We've been on the job from the first ball on. And now we're going to try to get it the next match, of course.
The pressure still on the Americans. They have to win all their matches. Rodney Morris, the man Team USA depends on to keep their Mosconi dreams alive. That's next in the partypoker.net Mosconi Cup 14.